He made me deburr parts. He made me sweep the floors. Why would anybody do this? Once he passed, we had a will, but he did not have a trust or anything. Everything went into probate.
I mean, it's Coachin N Cars, man.
A lot of limiting beliefs out there, thinking, how in the world am I going to accomplish something like that?
Not dissimilar to anybody.
The greatest risk we were afraid of that did not come to fruition is...
If I started a new business tomorrow, the first thing I would do is hire a coach.
All right, so I have my friend Chris Miros here today, all the way from Fountain Inn in my hometown.
Whoop, whoop.
So owner of Precision Machine, his family's owned it for a long time. So why don't you just tell me, when did your dad start Precision Machine, and why did he decide to start a business instead of just going into being a machinist for somebody else?
Great question. So this is our 30th year in business. So we started in '95. My dad was, before he started this, he was a manufacturer's representative. So he actually repped like these gearbox companies, gear motors, several different lines that he was doing. And I think he always just wanted to own a machine shop. So he always thought it'd be fun to have a hobby. So he bought the original business, and the original business was actually over in West Greenville, like in the hood. So I have vivid memories of going over there as a kid with him, and it was like there was train tracks right behind it, and you actually had about 4 gates to get into this place. Like there was like a main gate that you had to have a key and a lock, and then you went around, there was another gate, and then a third gate that had this like other lock, and then you could get into the business. There was no running water in it. It was super sketchy.
And a prison guard.
And like these little like old school motion detector things. And I think originally it had 1 milling machine, 1 lathe, and a saw. No running water. And I have vivid memories of going over there and putting pennies on the train track and watching trains come by, and I'd get flattened pennies out of it. But I remember the first time I went over there with him, he didn't know anything about machining. He just knew he wanted to have a machine shop. And I remember him putting an end mill in the mill and showing me how to cut a piece of metal. And he had the spindle turning the wrong way, and he snapped an end mill immediately, which for some reason, that's just one of my vivid memories of my dad. So fast forward, he's got this rep business. He called on a paper mill, and the paper mill always needed machine work done. So he started picking up some business from them and slowly grew it enough to where he got out of West Greenville and moved it to Simpsonville, which is downtown. It's actually, the building's right across the street from Vaughn's Food Hall now.
Okay, we're gonna drive right by there.
Yeah, so it was over there. He convinced one of his longtime friends that was a retired machinist from Kemet up there in Simpsonville to come help him. And so Dad would go every night after he was done with his regular 9 to 5, and that guy would come over in the afternoons and help him make parts. And he kind of grew it a little bit, enough to where he got to the point where he had to make a decision: do I keep doing my rep business, or do I go full bore into this machine shop? And obviously he made the choice to go into the machine shop, and here we sit 30 years later. But it was always real small, him and a part-time guy, and he grew it into a decent lifestyle business, enough to provide for, at the time, my mom and myself, because I was the only one left in the house. And I have memories going over there and helping him, and he made me deburr parts. He used to make these little tiny copper pieces.
Yeah.
And they'd machine like 100 at a time. And I would sit there on this little like Scotch-Brite wheel and deburr them. And I remember hitting my finger on the wheel like every 10th part, and it just sits there and just your skin turns white.
Yeah.
It just hurts like hell. And I'm just like, why would anybody do this? This is like, I had no appreciation for the business at all. And I went off to college and got a business degree, had no desire to do it at all. Worked in sales for my first 10 years of my career, and then just got burned out on that.
Yeah. Just
dealing with people in the public at all the time. And I called my dad and I was just like, dude, I'm sick of this. And he's like, come on. So I joined the family business in 2010. Again, he made me sweep the floors, do all the stuff that nobody else wanted to do. He actually made me go back to Greenville Tech and take some manual machining courses, just so I had an understanding of, I could program the CNC machines at the time, but even knowing how to program them, you still don't get a feel for actually what you're doing. So he made me take some manual machining courses. So I called over to the Greenville Tech and I was like, listen, I don't need a degree, I don't need a certificate, I just want to take some manual machining classes. And the instructor agreed. He's like, yeah, come see me. We got in some classes for a summer. I took like 3 or 4 classes that summer. And then he'd let me work on my projects at our shop. So I got way ahead, so then he would just throw drawings at me and make me make parts and stuff. So that's kind of how I got into it. Fast forward a little bit. I bought in 2017 with some equity. So Dad and I were 75-25% partners.
Okay.
And he kind of, at that time, was getting a little older, kind of took a step back and started letting me kind of run the business. And then he would just manage the books, etc. You know, all the office stuff that I'm stuck doing now. And then kind of grew it a little bit. I got married, started having kids, and realized, hey, if I'm going to pay for diapers, we need to try to scale this thing a little more.
The lifestyle business needs to grow.
The lifestyle business needs to grow to my lifestyle. So he kind of let me run with it a little bit. And, you know, we went from marginal revenue the first few years to we finally broke $1 million. And we're on track this year to triple that revenue. So we're getting there. You know, he passed away in 2023, June of 23. And I remember visiting him in the hospital, and he would always just say, how much money we got in the bank? That's all he would ever ask. That's all he cared about. How the books, how much money we got in the bank. And I'd tell him, and he's like, he'd always just give me a thumbs up. So, because he knew we were in good hands, and the Lord was taking care of us. So I think he had some peace about that when he passed. Fast forward a little bit more. Once he passed, he had a will, but he did not have a trust or anything. So everything went into probate with him. And we just finally got everything settled, 2.5 years later. The only thing that did not go into probate was the business. And somehow, by our good lawyer, Dad and I's business agreement that we had drafted when I got equity in 2017, I had a friend of mine draft up our agreement. We had in there that if I passed, my 25% went automatically back to him, and if he passed, I got his 75%, because we both agreed, neither of us, I didn't want to be in business with my mom, and he definitely didn't want to be in business with my wife. So we just made a pretty simple thing in there. And when I took that paperwork to the lawyer that was helping my mom through probate, he was like, this doesn't make any sense. He's like, I've never seen this. And he's like, I'm going to have somebody else look at this. And I was like, okay, whatever. So at the same time, I had engaged with ASE
Yep.
and engaged with Chase Campbell,
Yeah.
my lawyer, who I still use to this day because I think he's the greatest lawyer there is. But he looked at it and said, "No, this is legit." And he confirmed with one of the other guys in his office, and they're like, "Yeah, we've never seen this before in a partnership agreement, but yes, it is legit." And so then the other lawyer did finally come back and say, "Yeah, it's legit." So the business completely escaped probate. But I say all that to say, I've learned many a lesson in this process of probate that anybody that's a business owner out there, I don't care how much you make, it doesn't matter. You need to have a trust and you need to have all your matters in order, no matter what, because it's very imperative that all this can be avoided. Probate can be avoided completely if you have a trust, because you just take everything, you put it in your trust, and everything's protected by that trust.
Yep.
So
yeah, Chase, I mean, another shameless plug for Chase, but he is, anybody that asks me about will, trust, anything about a business or individual, that's always the first name out of my mouth. I mean,
100%.
He's the best. And this, honestly, it's the story about you and your family and your business that really sold me on Chase, because that was a complicated situation.
It was a nightmare.
Yeah, and the success story on the back end, like, let's be honest, 90% of businesses that go to probate are going to fail after probate, or will fail inside.
It's a business killer.
Totally. It's a
the
death
statistics
sentence.
are there. It is an absolute business killer.
Yeah, but
because you can't do anything.
Yeah,
like you cannot operate your business.
There are some people like yourself that come out on the other side and actually change the lineage and grow it and do the right things, right? So
right.
It's like Chase being able to, you know, I like to call it play in the gray. Like, Chase is just really good at making things black and white.
Yeah.
And everybody else, as a business owner, we're both business owners. Playing in the gray is what we do, especially in the sales.
I'm a gray guy.
Yeah. So he's great at that.
Dude, every time we go to the accountant, and I'll tell you this, is just a funny story, is like, and my wife will cringe every time we're there, because I told the accountant the first time I met him, I was like, listen, I love the gray area. I was like, I'm willing to do a couple days in jail if it need be. And she's like, you got to be kidding me. And I was like, I mean, just a couple though. Like, I need you to bail me out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go any longer than that.
Yeah.
And they just laughed at me, but no, I do. I think there's a gray area, and I push the envelope as much as I can in those situations.
We'll call those 2 days in jail. We'll just call those focus days.
Yeah,
those are CEO focus days.
Yeah, what do the kids call them now? Mental health days.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think they call them mental health days. Yeah.
So yeah, you get it. You've grown it. You've scaled it. I remember getting a text message earlier this year of, hey, we hit 1 million already. I'm having a cigar in the middle of the shop.
Yeah.
Come by. Like, I just love hearing that story, especially where you were 2.5 years ago.
Oh yeah.
And what could have been had you not found the right people, done the right things. And it's just a huge testament to collaboration in this community. There are really good people that can change people's lives in this community.
100%.
And there's just like this weird reluctancy of collaboration here, and it's changing. It's getting a lot better.
It has
But like, if you don't know the people that can help you, and you're not seeking those people out, you're going to be a lifestyle business for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it.
Read the book, Who Not the How.
Yep.
Great book.
Yeah. Yeah, Dan Sullivan.
Yeah, Dan Sullivan. Yeah, I mean, I'm all about collaboration, the who, not the how. In my business, in the manufacturing space, there's so much money to be made out there. We're very niche. We kind of stay in our lane on what we do. There's tons of other shops that do different stuff.
Yep.
And I have great relationships with a lot of different shops that I farm out work to them all the time. They farm out work to me all the time, because they know what I do is kind of niche, and I farm anything out that I see that I don't want to fool with, but I know I can make some money on it. I farm it out to them.
Yep. Yeah, and if you had to say, what is Precision's niche, like, what is the thing that you do better than everybody else?
Turning, CNC turning.
Okay.
I've got 5 CNC lathes right now, and All my guys are lathe operators first, and we do milling secondary. We're fine. We're sufficient at it. One of my guys is a mill guy, but turning is our thing. Broaching, we do a lot of broaching, keyways, but turning's our specialty. And I think the big thing that separates us too is just our customer service. I respond to every email as fast as I possibly can, and my customers know it. I've got several customers that they lean on us pretty heavy, and because they know we're going to get it done, and it's going to be done right, and it's going to be done on time. But I mean, that's something simple. Like, just answer an email.
The bar is so low.
It's so low, dude. It's so low.
Yeah.
Answer an email. It goes a long way. Pick
really
up the
does.
phone. It goes a long way.
It really does. Yeah, and I can attest to that. Going golfing with you, it was, we would go do a hole, and it was like you're answering an email or a phone call, or I even actually sent out an introduction that day, and by the time I got home, you had already responded to it via email. So, yeah, man, it's awesome. And so, for people who don't know anything on a lathe, typically, or turning, that's usually going to be like bearings, gears, super tight tolerance stuff. And we have a ton of manufacturing here in the upstate. We have the transmission company.
Yep.
We have
CF down the road.
Yep.
Dodge Industrial, they do a ton.
Yep. And BMW sends a ton of work locally out from the BMW plant.
Correct.
So there's been a ton of parts manufacturers and like super niche like die manufacturers here in the upstate.
Oh, absolutely.
Crazy,
the upstate is thriving in manufacturing, and it just keeps continuing to grow. Companies keep moving here. South Carolina's a great place to be and do business.
Yeah. The state itself is a great recruiter.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much incentive out there.
Yeah.
Like, I got hooked up with this guy from the South Carolina Manufacturing Extension Partnership. That's a mouthful. But they do like a risk assessment on your business for free.
Yeah.
And he's like, what are you trying to accomplish? And I'm like, well, I think the next thing I want to do, if I really want to scale it some more, is I want to go get ITAR certified to be able to do some DoD work, and ISO 9001 certified.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. A lot of businesses are looking for that to make sure you're compliant. And what he does is he'll tailor this risk assessment and write it, and he can go after grants that will actually pay upwards of 100% for you to get certified in these different areas.
Nice.
They'll pay for training, they'll pay for certification. And so we're kind of going after that to get ISO and ITAR certified. Yeah. Which it's just, we do a lot of it already. Yeah. But it's just documenting everything. It's all about documentation.
Well, and we have Boeing here, and we have Lockheed here. There's a lot of DoD stuff in South Carolina.
I'm getting into more aerospace parts. We're doing a lot I have two particular customers. They do a lot of rework of aerospace parts. Okay. So I can kind of fly under their flag a little bit. But yeah, we're doing more and more aerospace related parts. And yeah, with Boeing being here, Lockheed, it's just growing and growing.
Yeah. Now, I know, just to switch gears, I know that your dad was a giant car guy, and I know that it's in your blood too.
Yep.
So I want to talk about, there was two cars that sat in the shop at Precision for a long time. I don't think they're back in the shop anymore, but what were they? And tell me a little bit about your dad's history in the car business.
Okay, so when my dad moved to South Carolina in the early 60s, he actually opened a Dodge dealership.
Okay.
And it was out on 123, like on your way out towards Clemson. Okay. It's now McKinney Dodge.
Oh, interesting.
So he sold it to David Sheriff. So it was Sheriff Dodge, and then it became McKinney. But yeah, when my dad bought it and opened it, it was Western Carolina Dodge. Okay. And this was at the heyday of the muscle cars. So he actually was, when they first came out with the Challenger, they ordered, there was 100 in the first very production run. And the like Mr. Norm's, that big dealership up north, they ordered like 50. And another big dealership ordered 49, and my dad ordered 1. But he ordered 1 with the Hemi in it.
Okay.
So they actually got to go to Talladega Super Speedway to pick these cars up. And since my dad ordered the Hemi, they actually did a lap around the track, and my dad got to be the lead car because he was the only one that ordered a Hemi car. So he was driving around Talladega Super Speedway in a Hemi Dodge Challenger.
That's awesome.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
So they'd go down 123, people would come look at cars. He'd take them in a Hemi car. He'd throw a $100 bill on the dashboard and tell them, if you can grab that by the time I get out of first gear, you can have it. And nobody could ever do it. What would be more interesting is he looked for it for years, but to see, like, he used to have a box of all his sales receipts of every car he sold. He doesn't know what he did with it. We couldn't find it. It could still be in my parents' attic. I don't know. One day we might find it, but I'd love to just get a hold of that box and see like all the cool vehicles he's sold.
Yeah. Or
my mom,
you could track some of them down.
I know. My mom actually drove a 69 Dodge Dart.
Yep.
With a 440 in it.
Yeah.
With 340 hood emblems on it. And she drove that around. And then it backfired, the carburetor backfired, and it caught on fire at the grocery store, and she was like, no more. She didn't want to drive it anymore. So he ended up selling it. But yeah, he had some really cool cars growing up. He was a car guy. He actually drag raced in the NHRA.
Okay.
He had a 64 Dodge 330 Super Sport is what they called it.
Okay.
And it was acid dipped. It had aluminum doors. I mean, all the weight reduction you could do in the 60s, right? Yeah. It had a 426 max wedge on it, so it had that big old
cross ram
air intake on it. He blew that motor up and put a 426 Hemi in it. And dude, that thing would run like low 11s in the quarter mile. And this is 1965, right?
Fast, yeah.
He loved that car. And I wish we could find that car. That would be an ultimate find. I can't, he told me the name of it years ago, and the name escapes me at the moment, but I'll think of it one year. But yeah, so he did all that. I grew up, I kind of was a gearhead too, just had a love for cars. So actually the first car I ever drove was a 1966 Plymouth Belvedere with a 440 in it.
Yeah.
That Dad and I bought out of a change jar that he had in the house. He would come home every night and throw his change in this jar.
That's awesome.
And we cashed it out one day and bought this from somebody we knew. It had a 383 in it, so it wasn't even an original motor. So we had a 440 built, and that was the first car I drove at 15 years old. My dad put me in that car. Like, could you imagine putting a teenager in that car now? Heck no. So I drove it to high school. Everybody loved it, but you know, that was back when everybody had Mustangs and Camaros, and which I still love those cars. I love a good Fox body Mustang.
Yeah.
But everybody loved my car. I had a big old cam in it, man. There was no sneaking out in that car. Like, I'd get home late at night and I'd get a good run coming down the street and cut it off. But I parked in the garage, so my parents still heard the garage door open, but still, anyway.
Yeah. No power brakes, no power steering.
Vivid memories of that car that him and I built. We tried to do the body work ourselves. We actually completely stripped it down to bare metal in my parents' garage, and I thought my mom was going to kill us because I think there was like 6 coats of paint on that thing, and we were using that aircraft stripper.
Oh yeah.
And that's nasty stuff, by the way.
Yeah, it's not good.
But we stripped it down, started doing some body work, and I'd look down the side and it looked like a washboard, and I'm like, Dad, I don't think this is our thing. And he's like, yeah, I think you're right. So we ended up sending it off and having somebody do it professionally. But life lesson there, again, do what you say you're gonna do.
Yeah.
We'd send it to these places. They're like, yeah, we'll have it back in 4 weeks. 6 months later, they're finally finishing the job.
Yeah.
So that was a big life lesson for me, is like, always do what you say you're gonna do.
Yeah.
It makes a huge difference. Again, answer an email.
Yep.
Do what you say you're gonna do. It's not hard, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, fast forward, my dad had all these cool Hemi cars, Dodge cars. He had a Superbird. He had all these cool cars. But his favorite car, I don't know why, was a 1958 Pontiac Chieftain. So that was the car you're alluding to.
Yeah.
It's a 389 tri-power. It was his favorite car, and we found one back in 2019. I found one up in Massachusetts and bought it and had it shipped down to him.
Nice.
So that was a lot of fun to show him that car.
Did you like surprise him? Was it like a whole thing?
I finally had to tell him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was kind of a whole thing. And he loved that car till the day he died. And I actually sold that to one of his best friends.
That's awesome.
Who bought it and actually is still doing some work to it. He just had the full interior redone and it looks brand new. Like it's a neat car.
Yeah,
So-
Chieftain is not like that's not like a common
No.
thing that you see often.
Well, that was a 1-year body style too.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the earliers, the 56, 57 still kind of looked like the Chevy, the Bel Airs and
Yeah,
all that. But the 58 Pontiac, for some reason, they changed the body style completely and then got away from it in 59. So it was a
Okay.
1-year off thing. So yeah, he loved that car, man.
That's awesome.
So that was his baby.
So then you guys, I know at some point you've gone through the Corvette Museum and picked up a Corvette, which I think is like one of the ultimate experiences of a lifetime.
That was a neat experience.
So I know your dad got a Corvette. It was a C6.
Yep.
And it's yellow.
No, it was silver.
Oh, silver. Okay.
Yeah, silver.
So you guys got to go do that experience, which is super cool.
Yeah, so he did the full experience, ordered it. I rode with him. We rented a car, drove all the way up to the museum, and they actually have your car on display in the Corvette Museum. It was us and like 3 other people that picked theirs up that day. And they take you to the factory. You do like this full factory tour. They let you start one at the very end of the line.
Yeah.
I actually got to ride with the guy pulling it off the line, because they pull it off the line, they go outside, haul ass outside, go over like these rumble strips,
Yeah.
turn around, come back in. They put it back in this garage that just, you roll up your window and they just flood it with water to make sure all the seals
Yep.
and everything
Yeah,
are working.
yeah.
So I got to ride with the tech to do all that.
That's probably where your 4 miles come from.
Yeah,
where it's
exactly.
Like, when
There
you get a
it
car
is.
and it's 4 miles, Chris probably put 4 miles
I
on,
did.
on your Corvette
I
at
did.
one point.
Yeah, I did. But yeah, what a neat experience that was. And then you go back in the museum and
Yeah.
finish the paperwork, and we drove it home from Bowling Green.
That's awesome.
And he let me drive it a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah.
But it was fun coming down the mountains and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I remember him, he fell asleep while I was driving, and I was probably doing like 80 or 90 around one of the mountain curves, and it woke him up, and he's like, slow down, slow down.
It's brand new.
I know, it was brand new. Well, you know, you got to break it in too. They
Yeah,
don't
a
want you to
little
do
bit.
anything fun until you got, what, 500 miles on it
Yeah.
or
Is that car still around?
so. So my sister wanted it.
Okay.
So that car actually went to my sister.
Okay.
She wanted it. Why, I don't know. But I was like, it's fine.
But it's still around. That's good.
Yeah, it's still around.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those memories, you know, they'll last a lifetime, but
Oh,
it's
for
always
sure.
fun to have like the vehicle there with
Yeah.
you to remind you of it. You know, we have the 69 in my family that my dad's had since 77, and
Absolutely.
when he rides in it, you can just see something changes.
Yeah.
You know, all the memories come back. It's like an experience that you
Oh,
can
I'm
relive.
still always I still want a vintage car. I don't know what it is yet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Mopar guy. I just feel like I need another Mopar. I want something for my boys to remember, like, hey, what a cool car, like
Yeah.
vintage. Go to some car shows, etc.
Yeah.
So one day I'll buy one. I got to build a bigger garage because I think my wife would murder me if we added another vehicle.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I think one day I'll definitely have something old again, or a Porsche, one of the two.
There you go. Yeah, yeah. Maybe an old
both.
Porsche.
Maybe both.
You could kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh yeah, you could do that.
So I got 2 final questions for you. Question number 1 is, what would you say has made you and Precision so successful to be able to grow a machine shop? If there was one thing that you think makes you guys successful from a business standpoint, what would that be?
I go back to my people. I've got a really good set of guys that work for me. They work hard, but they have, my biggest thing is like quality of life, and I feel like they have a great quality of life. I take care of them. They get bonused. I've got a good retirement plan for them. Everybody's got kids. If they need to leave to go take their kid to the doctor or go pick their kid up from school, it's fine. Family first, man.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
I love it. And if you could give one piece of advice to an aspiring business owner here locally in the upstate, or even a kid that's looking to start a business, what would that one piece of advice be?
Just do it. I mean, take the risk. It's worth the risk. My dad took the biggest risk, right? But you know, I've also taken some risks, adding machines, adding people.
Yeah.
I think, you know, being an entrepreneur is we're a different breed of people.
Yeah.
So don't be risk adverse. I always think it's worth taking the risk. A calculated risk now.
Yeah.
But I would say just do it, and I don't think you'll ever regret it.
Yeah.
I think there's just so many life lessons to learn. Your quality of life's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't just go start a bowling alley because you like to bowl.
No, don't do that.
Like that's not a calculated risk. That's a risk.
Yeah, that's a risk.
But not a calculated one. But yeah, man, the story obviously of your dad and Precision and that whole story is super compelling, obviously. But yeah, the car talk, like I when I first met you, I had no idea that, you know, NHRA is near and dear to my family's heart. I had no idea that we had that connection. Then to find out your dad was a car guy, and then we started talking, it was like, man, what like a super cool connection that I have with you on an individual level. And then the cigars and the whiskey are just kind of like, you know, icing on the cake.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, man, I love what you built. It's awesome. You built a family around you, and there's a ton of people. Everybody knows Chris, you know?
Well, again, your who's not your how's, right?
Yeah, everybody knows that smile. And everybody's had a good experience with you. And I actually met Dennis finally.
Oh, good.
And he had obviously nothing but great things to say about you. And
yeah, I think you guys could compliment each other because you're both in the same world, but I think you do two different things, right?
We do, yeah. He's a little more people, and
like leadership
vision stuff.
Yeah,
and I'm a lot more like execution, tactical.
Yep.
So I told him, I just said, hey, you give these entrepreneurs the vision. I help them build a system inside of their business that allows them to bring that vision in and scale quickly.
Right. So
they don't have to fight all of the adversity of the wrong people or the wrong plan or all of that. So yeah, we talked for, you know, probably an hour and a half about.
And you met Matt Miller too?
Yeah, I met Matt, and Matt's great too, by the way. Yep. Yeah,
because Matt and Dennis and I and one of the other guys in my round table all played golf.
Okay.
And your name came up because Matt was saying, I don't think you guys would be in competition with one another.
No, So who's the next person you think I should have on the podcast?
Ooh.
I think we need to get Sully on here.
Sully'd be a good one.
At some point, because that story is
Sully's
incredible.
Story is great.
Yeah.
What you need to do is hit Sully up, but you need to tell him, like, get him to tell you, like, his whole family moving from Atlanta to here.
Yeah.
Like his dad and everything. Because I don't want to ruin the story, but like they all lived in Atlanta. So there's Robert, Shauna, and oh my gosh, why am I blanking right now? His other sister. Holy crap. Kelly.
Okay.
All their families lived in Atlanta. And then Pat, their dad. Well, they'd go over for like weekly dinners. And then you'd get stuck in Atlanta traffic. And so then they'd call Pat and they're like, we're not going to make it. I don't want to drive an hour and a half, 10 miles. So finally, Pat got the whole family together basically and was like, I don't need to die here. Like, I have no reason to stay here. Find us somewhere that we can all go or move to. And I think Robert and Jill had already visited Greenville.
Okay.
And they brought it up. Well, then, like, literally within, like, a year or two, all of them move up here. Like, it's a pretty cool story.
Yeah, they need to build like a holler where they can all just
Yeah.
congregate into one spot. They have like their own
I'm
little
all about
compound.
living like a gypsy. Like, everybody just buy like a couple hundred acres and everybody build a house on it.
That's hilarious.
I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, Robert would be a good one to get on here.
Yeah. Cool, man. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for
Absolutely,
coming
dude.
on. This was awesome.
Yeah, this is great.
Our conversation never ceases to have value in
Yeah,
it.
it always
so.
turns somewhere, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I know, I was a little nervous. I'm like, damn, what am I going to talk about?
We always figure it out. We can fill 30 minutes to an hour pretty easy.
Yeah, that was easy.
All right, man.
Dude,
Well,
I love this car.
Thank you.